All right, thank you everyone for joining us for our call with Sal Wormley. As always, please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. We'll start with Tyler Donahue.
Good afternoon, Sal. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, thank you. I know it was a long journey for you to get into game action, considering what happened to you last year. How did it kind of go from your vantage point, and how are you better for that experience after waiting so long?
I think that whole experience I went through just gave me a better viewpoint on this opportunity that I have, and it just made me work harder, knowing that something that I love doing can go so far, can go so fast without me barely doing anything. So me going through that injury and coming back, I think it's been a great experience for me because I've come back better.
Daniel Gallen.
Hey Sal, what was kind of your biggest takeaway from how you played on Thursday night? How are you going to build off of that, I guess?
My biggest takeaway is I could definitely be more aggressive. I could definitely improve my own technique points. There's a lot of things I can still work on. And there are a lot of things I did do good that I could continue to do good. So right now I'm just focused on just making sure I keep my technique in order and doing the little things.
Tyler Donahue.
Sal, I'm curious what you think about the guard situation with Hunter getting time in there and Landon getting the start. You know, what's the comfort level with the three of you kind of sharing two roles, I guess, going into the season?
I mean, we are really comfortable with each other. We're all close friends. We in the same room, talk every day, laugh, joke. It's just that we all understand we got to do what's best for the team, and whoever plays, plays. And whoever's in that backup role at that time, support the others, and whoever out. And everybody just support each other no matter who's playing in the game.
Greg Pickle.
Sal, what have you seen from this Ohio defense so far on tape? What stands out about them?
They're hard run stoppers. Big guys in the middle, stern, and they like to move a lot. So it's going to be a good game to watch for sure.
Tyler Donahue.
So James talked after the game about Caden Wallace having some things to work on coming out of week one. Where is Caden's confidence from what you see, and what gives you kind of optimism that he's going to work his way through this? And I guess I should also ask, how do you think Bryce Effner handled himself when he was called into action?
I think K been attacking it with the right mindset ever since. You know, he's never been a guy to be down on himself. Things happen. You know, you just got to come back the next day and deal with it, be better. And he's been attacking this week as he do every other week. So I got total confidence in Caden Wallace. And Bryce did his thing when he got in. He was great communicating with me. I didn't even know he was in at one point. I was just going, and I looked to my right, and Bryce is there. So Bryce did his thing. He's definitely a reliable source, reliable person.
Joe Smeltzer.
Sal, obviously, there's been a lot of hype around Nick Singleton for a long time. Seeing him in action for his first college game and blocking for him, what are just some of your observations of his performance last Thursday, and of course, what he can do going forward?
Nick is very athletic and very coachable. Like, we could talk to Nick, no matter if we tell him if he could do this, that can help us better, or what we need to do to help him better. He communicate with us. He runs very hard. Like, he hits that top speed faster than anybody I've ever seen. Like, he just goes when it's an open hole. But yeah.
Daniel Gallen.
Sal, you mentioned Effner coming in and being a great communicator. What kind of value does he bring to that offensive line room as someone who I think last year played almost every spot on the line? You know, what kind of value does he bring? And I guess what's he kind of like in that offensive line room?
He adds depth, of course, to the line, but he also adds that he got this personality to him. Like, he's a very hilarious guy. He make these smart remarks that you got to catch that not everybody will catch, and he just brings a livelihood to the room.
Andrew Destin.
Sal, James mentioned how with Theo Johnson being out against Purdue that Bryce Effner kind of acted as like an extra tackle at tight end for some of those big jumbo personnel packages. Did you notice a difference there when Bryce was in versus Theo on those type of plays?
Not really. I mean, all our tight ends block to the hardest degree, just like us old linemen. So whether it's he's in or Theo in or Tyler or whoever's in, I just know somebody gonna get blocked.
Tyler Donahue.
Sal, when did you feel like you had your full confidence and you guess your feet fully back underneath you? Did it take you to get through a game, or did you feel that way coming out of preseason camp?
Nah, I've been feeling good all camp, all ready to go. That game, I just had to lock in, but I've been feeling ready to go since camp started.
Andrew Justin.
Kind of going off that point you made there, Sal, how did you think the tight ends did against Purdue? It sounded like from Tyler Warren, they did some good things, some bad things. How do you think the tight end room did?
I think they did good. They played their part. I don't really watch the other rooms like that. I kind of stick to our room, but they did their part as far as I know.
Sal, you mentioned blocking for Nick Singleton a little bit earlier. What's it like with Katron Allen running behind you? He seems like he has a knack to find the hole. What did you kind of see from him in that first game?
It's really hard to tell for us when knowing which back is in, because to be honest, they all got their own great qualities, but at the end of the day, they all hit the hole different ways, but they get there downfield. So it's just sometimes I'll be blocking. I look to the left, I see Katron trucking somebody. Or I look to the right and I see Nick Singleton running 50 miles per hour downfield. Or I look to the left and there's Kevon juking somebody. Like, it's always just something going on with the backers.
Tyler Donahue.
I'm going to stay in the backfield, but ask about a freshman quarterback, because Drew got involved with you guys in the second half last Thursday night. What did you see from Drew in game action, and overall, what have you kind of experienced with him on the practice field that gives you optimism about his ability to lead this team if he had to?
Drew's definitely, he's going to be a dog. He has some things to work on, but his pose when he was called in to play against Purdue, his calmness, he was communicating loud, just running like a QB should be running. He seemed ready. And he was making them passes. He did his thing when he was in. So I have full confidence in Drew Allard if anything was to happen or in the future to come.
Joe Smelter.
Sal, with all you've experienced over the past year, what are the emotions you expect to feel Saturday running out of that Beaver Stadium tunnel for the first time in 2022?
It's definitely going to be just a moment of awe. Just watching the crowd, actually being on the field, seeing everybody. I'm very excited to experience that. It's been a long time.
Tyler Donahue.
Salim, if I could ask about guys across the trenches a little bit that I'm assuming you faced in practice. Zane Durant is someone we heard a lot about early on in his career. I'm sure you saw a lot of that firsthand. What did it look like on the practice field leading up to this season that put him in a spot to play a lot of football as a freshman?
Another guy, very coachable. Like, of course, he got the athletic ability. Like, he came here for a reason. But the main thing is just being able to be coachable and be able to learn fast, like in a quick amount of time, man. Zane, one of them guys, you tell him something and he gonna work at it. He might not get it the first rep, but he gonna keep doing that until he get it right. So going against him and see him just getting better as camp go on, it really showed out that he's a hard worker, that he's almost ready, almost fully prepared.
Back to Tyler.
Okay, I got another one for you about the freshman class, because Vega was named developmental squad player of the week, at least among those guys this week. That stood out a little bit. What has he done at the guard position that has kind of made him a bit of a practice standout in year one?
He's technically sound already, and as a big guy, good feet, punching in the pass game, coiling, punching, low hat in the run game. Like, he's a very technical sound, and he's a big guy. And he's funny. V is one of the funniest guys on the team if you talk to him. But him, all that being combined with him being in meetings, taking a lot of notes, being focused, asking questions, asking me stuff that he don't know. Like, if it's a new play, he asks me what he should do before he go in. just to make sure he's doing everything right, even if he know the answer already. So just him being very knowledgeable in the game and asking a lot of questions helps him out a lot.
Time for two more. Tyler?
Last one for me, and thanks for taking all of these, Salim. We heard that you were on track to probably start last season. For that process to be delayed by a year, what did you kind of, I guess, learn about yourself, and who were the key people that helped you get through some of the rougher moments?
I mean, what I really learned is that I truly do love this sport, football, because when it was taken away from me, it was I was in a pretty low spot, just thinking it back. But the people that really helped me out through the most, my mother, of course, she came, she talked to me through everything, and then Coach Trout, he started talking to, we grew a little closer. He started checking in on me more, making sure I was okay, make sure I had everything I need if I needed anything. So those are the two people that really helped me out the most.
Any other questions for Sal? Greg Pickle.
Sal, Sal, just kind of playing off that, if you had time to reflect now on what it means to be back and have a full season ahead of you this fall, now that you've gone through all that.
What do you mean?
Have you had time to reflect on just what game one meant to you in this journey and what it means now moving forward after you went through everything you did last year to get to this point?
I mean, I'm still, it's hard to focus on the past game when we got this next game coming up. You know, we talk so much about 1-0, focus on this game at a week. So the only time I really sat there and thought about it was that day after the game, because after that, I'm just focused on Ohio. But when I finally did sit down and soak it all in, it just made me be glad that I did work so hard, that I didn't take no reps off when I could, that I did every little thing I possibly could to get back as soon as possible. So just knowing that I did everything I could to be able to be in the position I'm at just make me happy.